So Ron, up to you.
All right, thank you, Vicki. So we're going to start out here with a few pictures of the Howard House. This is actually a book that I put together after we finished putting the porch back on. And it just shows a couple recent picture and a couple of the older pictures. Let's go to the next. This picture here shows what the Howard House looked like when it was first constructed. So you see the wrought iron two porches, but it was only 3 stories of the granite that had a roof with dormers on the top, but it was nowhere near as large as it is now. The little building to the left of it is where what they call the new building, where Charles Alexander's building is. So let's go ahead to next. So it was Howard House was constructed in 1842 to 1850. I've gotten different years, but it was known for its 2 porches, elegant iron trim. Visitors could find a room, a meal, could use the building as a shortcut up the hill to the courthouse. There were 4 to 5 different owners between 1842 1879. It was then that Christian Eckert and his wife purchased the property, and the best days of the Howard House began. They turned it into a really fine dining and meeting place. One of their products they became well known for was homemade ice cream, reportedly making upwards of 2,500 gallons a year. It was believed that Mr. Eckert was responsible for expanding the size of the Howard House to 5 floors and adding the adjoining West building. They owned and operated the building until 1910, when Mrs. Eckert passed away. Let's get to the next. So this is the way the Howard House looked back probably in late 1800s. It even had a cupola on top and had some iron on the very peak of the roof. The new building to the left hadn't been constructed yet. Good, next. This is probably in the 1940s, I'm believing, because the 2nd-story porch has been removed. The new building is there, constructed to the left. Good, next. This is just a picture I got from Howard County Historic Society showing the building. Let's go to the next. Oh, early Main Street with horse and buggy going up and down the street in front of the Howard House. Next. Got 2 more pictures here showing one from about 1880, I believe the one on the left it says, and then the one on the right, it's got to be early 1900s. Okay, next. Okay. All right, this is probably late 60s, early 70s going by the cars, but the porch has been, 2nd story has been completely removed off the Howard House at that time. The shutters are gone. Even the shutters on the adjoining new building, Charles's building, they've been removed also at that time. So, old buildings, they need a lot of work, and it looks like, the Howard House could use some at this point in time. Good. Next. So this was in October 1990. So Bob Brown had purchased a building in the late 1980s, and he took the job of restoring the building. So he actually did a great job on the interior. He gutted it, put all new wiring, new plumbing, new heat pump units. There's no gas in the building, all new electric meters. It still has the original wooden railings that go up through the building. They're still beautiful. Bob did a lot of work on it, but he put the original 1st floor porch back on it. He did not put the 2nd-story porch back on. So we can go next. So then my wife Debbie and I, we purchased the Howard House in early 2011. We looked at it in 2010. We made numerous improvements to the inside and rear of the building, put a new patio out back and awning on the back of it. We'd often thought about restoring the front of the building to bring the 2nd-story porch and cast iron trim and windows shutters back like the building appeared in the 1800s. Finally, in 2020, I was walking, actually going down Main Street. I think it was in about August, September, and over on Hamilton Street, a guy is doing a painting on the side of the building there. And I walked over and I said, "Are you Wiley Perky?" And he says, "Yeah, who are you?" I said, I own the Howard House." He said, "I thought Ron Peters owned it." I said, "Yeah, that's me." "Well, do you ever think about putting a second story porch back on it?" I mean, he's very blunt in what he asked me to do. He said, "I'm with HEC and we have some grant money and we'd like to do a big project. And so why don't you think about putting that on there?" So I thought about, well, let's see, I just built a house for my daughter. I had the architect do that. That was like $5,000 for that. I said, a porch probably can't be more than 40,000. I'll probably be done for 50,000. Little did I know. So anyway, I reached out to Charles Alexander to do architect plans for the porch. And of course, Charles was so busy with doing the mill project, he recommended I reach out to Rob Brennan. So I talked to Rob Brennan, and we can go next. And I met up with Rob Brennan, met up with the contractors I chose to do the project. Rob started working on plans. It took probably most of 2021 to get the plans. We had to present the plans then to the Howard County Historic Commission, get that approved. Then we went to Maryland Historic Trust, then to National Park Service to get all these tax credits in place. And then finally, in I think it was December of 2021, we applied for a building permit. Go to next. It took about 3 months to go next. Okay, that 3 months to finally, we got the building permit approved by Howard County. We ran into a little obstacle where they required us to put an outside sprinkler system onto the outside porch. Not just the new porch, but the old porch also. But we finally got that taken care of, and I started ordering all the material I needed. There wasn't anywhere to store the material down at the Howard House, so I had to take everything to my house, have everything loaded, unloaded there. And next. These here are some of the grapevine pieces we had to get ordered. 79 of those I had to find. The little triangle pieces up top next. So we'd have them, I'd have them delivered to the body shop up in Reisterstown, and then we'd take a skid loader and load them into my truck, and I'd bring them home and put them in the garage and in the barn there. And then I would haul them down to Main Street as the contractor needed them. You know, every day I was there. Okay, next. These are the pieces that the railings were made out of. 46 of them we had to buy. We'd ordered one back in Rob Brennan in September, and it came and it was only like $18. I'm like, how can it be so cheap? And, you know, but it came, it looked good. Well, when I went to order them again in March, they were triple the price, and they didn't have enough of them, and they didn't know if they were ever making any more. So we thought we might have to actually have a iron foundry make us up those railing sections. But then we found some in Alabama, and we immediately got them shipped in. Next. This is just showing some of the, when they're taking the old roof off, we actually had a unit in the Howard House that became vacant at the time. So we were able to put some of the material. You can see the roof trusses up in the left corner. They're kind of pinkish in color because we had to get everything fire treated. Any of the wood that we used. Next. It's just some more of the ongoing construction. That gallon can in the middle is the stuff we had to buy to put on the wood that didn't already come fire treated. Next. Some more just showing as the project's moving along. I made numerous trips down to King Iron on the other side of Baltimore to pick up iron, and I would haul that to Bill Knapp Welding. Bill would make the columns that we needed to be made. Go next. And actually, Bill did all, you can see the columns in this picture here. So he would have to measure, and I mean, he would measure down to like a 16th of an inch. Bill was very exact. You know, and we had to line the columns up with the columns underneath the porch, and then we had to make the railings to fit exact in between that. So Bill was a great guy. I don't know how many hundreds of welds he did in this project, but it was a lot. Next. Right there, we're actually putting the roof trusses up on these pictures here. I've got some of the boards I had to prime on the left upper. Next. These were some of the rail sections that after Bill would weld them together, and then I would haul them up to Reisterstown to my body shop, and then we put them in the paint booth and spray them. And I mean, they weighed like 125 pounds a section. So we had to rig up a step ladder and put a board across the step ladder to hang the railings from. Okay, next. The shutters we got out of Pennsylvania, Kestrel Shutters. That took, I think, almost 4 months to get the shutters. They were on back order. They were beautiful mahogany shutters. I had to haul them down to Definition Painting down below Jessup and have them painted there, and then go down and pick them back up. Next. There's what the shutters looked like before we painted them. They were really, really beautiful shutters. The one problem I ran into with the shutters, you've heard about, measure twice and cut once. Well, I should have measured all the windows twice before I ordered them, because I ordered them all the same size and found out the third and fourth level windows were shorter than the second floor windows. So I had to take them up to 12 of them up to Wilson Lumber and have them shorten the shutters. So that wasn't, and that was an added cost I wasn't expecting. Okay, next. So this is a picture when it was almost complete. There's a couple of railing sections we hadn't finished yet, but I mean, I like this picture here with the glow of the lights on the porch, and so we still had the gutters and the metal roof yet to put on it. Next. And this is in Christmas of 2022. We had it all completed, decorated with all the shutters, gutters. Next. This was the people that worked on it, contractors, architects. Next. This was at a presentation of the grant check I got from HEC. It's in November 2022. That's Connie delivering the check. Next. This was a picture. It was taken in 1911, kind of showing a reunion. So we kind of wanted to duplicate it. We didn't have that many people though. They had, I think, there's about 50 men up there for that. Next. So here's kind of with HEC. We did a picture with everybody up there. Next. And then here's the finished project, but I want to point out in this picture, if you look above the second story porch roof line, you can see there's a different color of the granite. That's the original granite from the original building, and then it was added on. The style of the granite is more rectangular on the fourth floor, and then over to the right, there was about 10 foot of building added to the right, and that's all a different color and different shape, also darker. Okay, next. We got an award, 2023 Maryland Preservation Award was given to us by Maryland Historic Trust. So that was nice to get that. And next. So we finished it in September 2022. Once we really got started, say in May, it didn't take us that long to get the project done with all the materials, lined up to go. And it took a while, even after September 2022, that took me till like March of 2023 to get all the tax credit paperwork approved. One of the things we had to do was we had to take pictures of the Howard House before we started work on the property, not just of the outside, but of every single room in the Howard House. So it was over 125 pictures taken, and print them out. I had to do 5 copies of each 4x6 picture, thanks to Shutterfly. It didn't cost me that much. And we had to put them on sheets telling where they came from. And then after the project was done, we had to do the exact same thing over again to show that we didn't do any improvements to the interior of the building using tax credit money. So, next. This is 3 pictures here Maryland Historic Trust put together. They showed the building in 1914 with the porches, 2021 without the porch on the second level, and then 2022 after we completed the project. Okay, next. And here we are, all completed with the flowers hanging and the buntings. Gonna get ready to put them back out again for the big anniversary coming up. So that concludes everything I have to show you. So if anybody has any questions, Vicky can address them and let me know.
Sure. We're going to wait till the end for all the questions. And I just would like to recognize Ron for everything he did to help us celebrate EC 250, because he finished that project that year. And it was just a wonderful highlight for the Ellicott City 250 celebration. And I also would like to thank his wife, because can you imagine being the person that stored all that at your home? She must have quite a love for the project too, Ron. And
Well, she took care of making sure everybody got paid.
well, that's a good piece too.
I mean,
So
the paperwork involved, I can't imagine the paperwork that David has with that mill project.
maybe he'll tell us a little bit about that when he does his presentation. And the other thing I'd like to mention is Ron continually referred to Bill Knapp. Bill is also a local guy. For those of you who don't know, has his shop right on Main Street and has been there, I believe, as part of as a welder for quite a while, right, Ron?
Oh, he has. Yeah, he's still doing. He likes to do kind of artist type projects.
Yes.
So he's really a great guy.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Ron. And now we're going to